Well, hi, everybody. I'm Melissa Arrighi, the host of Truth Be Told, as well as the town manager, and I've missed you. I've been away, so you got to watch the show for a couple of weeks, showing the fourth floor staff again, as well as another repeat. But I'm happy to say today is a new show, and we have with us today our recreational director. Right before the show started, her name is Anne Slusser, and right before the show started, I asked if she knew many of the PAC TV staff, and she said, "Well, no, not really. I tend to fly under the radar." So that's great. So today on the show, I have somebody that isn't on PAC TV a lot, which is always nice. And I really want the community to be able to put a face, Anne's face, to our recreational department, because they do so much here. And if you were able to follow me on Twitter, I put out just a little, poem or whatever it is, telling who the guest will be. And I talk about this recreational book packet that they put out every year that is so incredibly informational. If you want something fun, athletic, or entertaining to do in the town of Plymouth, you can find that here, and certainly through our recreational department. And the one other thing I'm going to recommend before I jump to Anne is their website. I think that I talk sometimes on the show about some of the departments do a better job than others about updating their website, and Anne's is fantastic. So if you have an opportunity to look at the Town of Plymouth website and go out to the recreational department, I absolutely recommend it. So Anne, welcome. I want you to jump in and tell us a little bit about you, your background, what made you come to Plymouth, why are you here, sort of the regular drill, but people are interested.
Sure. Thanks for having me. This is exciting. So I am Anne Slusser. I'm the recreation director, obviously. I've been with the town now 14 years. I started in 2007 as the program supervisor. So I did all the program scheduling. I was coaching a lot of programs. I was known as Coach Anne. I ran all the little kid 2- and 3-year-old programs. It was a lot of fun. And then in 2016, I became the director when Barry moved over to the community resources director. I graduated from Ohio University with a sport business degree. I'm actually from Cleveland, but I've been in Plymouth now since 2004. So for the last 21 years, I've been a Plymouth resident. I live here. I own a house in Manomet, and my daughter goes to Manomet Elementary.
Wow, that's, I didn't know that you were in Manomet. You know what I love here, like public hearing about, is our internal promotions. I mean, you started out, you did a lot of that hands-on coaching, you learned, and then this is a big department to run that you oversee. So to step into that role, I bet there was a transition. Do you ever miss a lot of the hands-on coaching and experiences, or do you still find time to do that?
I definitely miss seeing all the little kids, because especially in the summer, we see hundreds of kids in a day. And now I'm kind of behind the scenes. I do more of the office work, scheduling staff and the beaches. So every once in a while I try to get out, to see the different programs and the kids, and my daughter participates in some of them. So that I get to go and see her in some of the activities, but I definitely miss it. But I mean, working under Barry was great. I mean, he knows so much about the department and so much about recreation. So it was a great transition, because I was always involved in a lot of the stuff he had going on. So it was nice to have that.
Right. So she's talking about Barry de Blasio, our director of community resources. He was our recreational director for a long time. And I'll tell you what, you work your way up. You're always sort of the most passionate about one particular area. And I think for Barry, it really is recreation. I mean, that's where he started. That was his real love and passion for a long time for his career. And I'm glad that we have put him in the position he is, but he gets to spend less time, assisting you, and you don't need that kind of resource or help as much anymore, just like you miss a little bit of the coaching. Tell me, how many do you have on staff right now? I know we've built the department slightly.
Sure. So we have 5 full-time staff that are here. We have Holly Coots, who's been here now just over 5 years. She's our office manager. She does a lot of coaching too. We have AJ Gothier. He's our program supervisor. He runs a lot of the flag football programs, our bigger activities. We have Eric. He just started for us, Eric Abruzzi. He's our Manomet Youth Center director. And in the summer, he's our Hedges Pond day camp supervisor. And then Joe Goldberg is our most recent hire. he's our Memorial Hall director. And he's been with us now since May. But he was here before, prior to when he ran the building as the actual like group, probably almost 10 years ago now.
You know what? I remember that because I think when I started here in 2004, 2005, Joe Goldberg was part of the organization that was managing Memorial Hall. And then I think we actually tried that a couple of times and then we took it in-house. And I know from your perspective, you prefer that we keep that in-house so that you have that building available for many of your programs. How many programs are you running out of Memorial Hall?
A lot. So our main base of operations. So we use the facility Monday through Thursday. And then he schedules events and shows Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. And then every once in a while, we'll have concerts like during the week where we move some of our programs over to either St. Peter's Parish Center or to the Manomet Youth Center. But Memorial Hall is our like base of operations for a lot of our programs, whether it's adult fitness classes, our youth sports classes, pickleball inside. So we really use that facility a lot.
So you just brought up one of my favorite subjects, and I swear I'm not going to have you talk about it the whole time because I have to imagine some people get sick of it, but it's pickleball. I went to Florida and I played with my sister. I already knew how to play, so I was learning how to do the dinking and all that, and I really liked it. And then we other groups of women while we were there, and we were playing teams, beginners. And then you have a picture that you provided me of the pickleball courts that are going in right now at Forges Field. Are they almost done?
Almost done. Hopefully they're done in the next like 2 weeks. We were just waiting for the paint to come in, and we had to move the posts out a little bit. They were a little too close together for the court. So hopefully,
Right,
before the second week in September.
And I have to tell you, it was only right now I found out that you hold pickleball inside at Memorial Hall. That's how popular has this become in such a short amount of time?
I mean, it was definitely the quickest growing sport that we've ever hosted in the recreation office. And it's probably the program that fills the fastest and is always in the highest of demands. In the summer, we run it 4 days a week. Every day, Monday through Thursday in the mornings. We run it in the evenings, one night a week, and it's always packed with like 30 to 40 people per session.
Are you any good?
I've never played yet.
That's it.
But like they always ask like the staff that are working, because we do a whole check-in program. It's a pre-register program. They always ask the staff to play. So the staff is always jumping in to help them out when they're short of players. So I'm sure by time once those courts are completed.
Oh yeah, I can imagine. And we're going to have to build more too. I mean, eventually it's field when we're able to do that project, we'll have more pickleball courts coming. I told Barry that I had to play like the cornhole tournament, or they had the cornhole game at the center. So I roped Barry de Blasio in because I'm like, oh, he must be good at everything. He was pretty good. That's all I'm going to give him about it. But if we did a pickleball thing internally with staff, I'm totally going to get you to play.
Yeah.
I practice.
Yeah.
Besides pickleball, though, what are some of the most popular programs for both adults and for children?
Sure. So for children, our biggest programs are flag football. We see close to 300 to 400 kids a season. We run it in the spring and in the fall. We just had our player draft for the teams the other day. So that starts in the next week or two. Our smart soccer program houses over 200 kids on Saturday mornings at Forges. We have an awesome T-ball program for kids. But we also do a lot of like non-athletic sport activities. We hold music classes, art classes, like a Little Explorers nature program. Those are all pretty popular. And then for adults, obviously pickleball. But we offer a lot of fitness classes, whether it's yoga, pound with the drumsticks, you know, it's like a drumstick program. Adults love it. It's a fitness class centered around like using drumsticks, and it's taught by Jenna Sorensen, who's a PE teacher here in town. Her like personality is awesome. So she definitely has a good energy for it.
Is it a good workout?
It's very good workout. It's a lot of core, a lot of like the arm motions.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
too much coordination for me, but it's definitely a lot of fun and good music. Yoga, we have a co-ed adult softball league that always fills with 12 to 16 teams in the spring and in the fall. That's really popular too.
See, I love how much Plymouth has to offer here. And you're right, as much as I joked about you staying under the radar, for people that want to know about our recreational programs, and for those of you that I hope are watching the show and hear about them, you have to check it out, because I think Plymouth is one of those places that if you don't want to be bored and you want to meet people, this is the office to go to. This is the place that's going to provide that opportunity to do that. I want to talk about some of the pictures that you sent me. So this first one, it looks like a dedication plaque at Forges Field. Tell us a little bit about Forges Field and how frequently you use that.
Sure. So the picture that you're looking at is actually the unveiling of the new signs that were done by Nicholas Bodie. He's an Eagle Scout. He did it as his Eagle Scout project. He created over 50 signs for the park. And if you've ever been to Forges and you know how massive the park is, it's very easy to get lost in there. He created signs not only showing parking, but pathways, overall maps of the facility. It was a lot of work. Him and I have been working on this project for almost 2 years to create these signs. And the picture that I sent you is him standing in front of my favorite sign, the entrance sign. I was blown away by the work that he did. The signs are amazing.
Some of those Eagle Scout projects, I mean, and what we'll do for the Town of Plymouth, I think that was a couple weeks ago when Selectman Helm went to
Yes.
thank him on behalf of the town. You know what, Anne, I didn't know how closely you had worked with him on that project. It looks wonderful.
Yeah, it was a lot of work, and like, I'm so excited for him. That was a huge project, and we're so thankful he did it. And I know a lot of the people that use the park are very thankful too, because now they know exactly where they're going. And we've done other Eagle Scout projects. We've had cornhole boards built for us. We've had a Gaga pit built for us, which is almost dodgeball for your feet at Hedges Pond. So kids love it. It's a huge activity, especially through YMCAs and stuff like that. But
why do they call it a Gaga pit?
I have no idea. But it's very popular. It's one of our biggest activities at our half-day playground program. But the Eagle Scouts have been phenomenal. We're looking at doing at Forges a storyboard, and at Hedges for an Eagle Scout project.
Oh yeah, I have to have you on the show more. I'm going to have to get you on the camera more, because this is just the great. I mean, I think it's so funny that I'm finding out things like the Gaga pit in some of these programs. So
yeah,
and I know that you have a big program coming up, Manomet Youth Center, the back to school.
Yes. So sure. Yeah, so next Tuesday we're offering a back to school open house kind of at the youth center. The Manomet Youth Center, State Road, is like an after school facility for kids to go to ages 6 to 13, to go and like hang out and have fun with their friends, meet new friends, and kind of have a place to go after school instead of like either going home, sitting in front of the TV. Gets them out. We have gym games going on, like dodgeball and basketball and soccer. Downstairs in the game room, we have Nintendo Switches, we have air hockey, billiards, all kinds of different activities, giant Jenga, giant Connect 4. And then upstairs, we have like our homework office room for the kids to do like study time and stuff like that. If they need help with their homework, the staff will help them. We do arts and crafts up there. So it's an awesome place to go for kids after school. Right now, Manomet Elementary, Indian Brook, PCIS, Plymouth South Middle School, and Rising Tide offer busing directly to the youth center. So
that's great.
Schools can take a bus directly to the youth center. They have to set it up through the school busing system, but they can take a bus right there after school to the youth center.
And what time did you say it was open until?
So it's open till 6 Monday through Friday. And then we open up right after school on the half days at 12 o'clock. So the kids can go on half days, which are on Wednesdays once a month, over to the youth center directly from school. So if the parents work and stuff like that, they can go right there until 6 o'clock. So.
And this next picture is one, this is a sport I will never try, not just because of just something I know with my coordination or lack of coordination would never work. It's the skateboarding kids. Where is this, and talk about it?
Sure. So we started an intro to skateboarding clinic last year with a company called Bones. And so they offer like an intro to skateboarding program, and we've been doing it at Forges in the parking lots. And so we'll close off one of the sections of the parking lot, like on a Sunday when the park is either at a slower time or quieter time. And they teach these kids how to skateboard, from everything of the basics, how to stand on it, pushing off. The kids love it. We fill it every time with 12 kids. It's extremely popular.
And how come you don't use the skateboard park?
So the skateboard park is hard for an intro clinic because they're not ready for the rails and the bowls and everything like that. And our skateboard park is always so busy.
It is.
I want to take time away from the people that are using it. There's always people in there. So to dedicate a time for us to take away for the kids to go in is just hard, and I wouldn't want to do that.
You know what? One of these times we'll have to sit down and talk about, and it's such a touchy subject, but that other skateboard park, you know, the one that was sort of built, I could say, by people in the neighborhood. I mean, because it would be nice to have something else beautiful for us.
Yep.
Because it doesn't look like people are getting sick anytime soon of skateboarding and some of those activities.
No.
At some point we'll tackle that. That
Yeah.
touchy one for some reason. I don't know why. So try God, I think it was 13 years ago or so, the subject came up and we were going to do something like maybe build a nice one and tear that one down, and got a lot of negative media attention pretty quickly. So we
But they built one there, and they built one at Emerson off of Whitehorse Road. There's one, there used to be old tennis courts there. And like the kind of same makeshift park in Emerson too.
But it is town property.
Yep.
Yeah. So eventually it's something that we have to tackle, either, you know, well, I'm town manager or the next town manager, but we really, if they want it that badly, that they're building these makeshift ones, and there should be something.
And they use them, and
They
like
do.
they're always constantly like have people in them. So they're definitely being used.
And Anne, what is this? This is some kind of DVD screen you offer that you put up for the kids?
Sure. So twice this summer, unfortunately, the first one got canceled because of weather, but we offer free movie nights at Forges with an inflatable screen. So we set up an inflatable screen at Forges and just offer a free movie night, almost like a drive-in kind of style, but you bring chairs and blankets and set them up on the field at Forges and watch a movie with your family.
That's a great screen. Don't be surprised if I don't borrow that from you sometime when you're.
It's huge. It's like
When we have-
16 feet.
Yeah, if we have events here or something that we could show time, it's just a nice thing to have. You store that here at Town Hall or at Manomet?
Yep. We stare, it depends on like what we have going on, but like right now it's here.
And this one I loved because it's kids, the pond, the fishing nets. What pond is this at?
So that's at Hedges Pond. That's our Little Explorers program. Like a nature exploratory program for kids ages 4 to 6. Coach Holly teaches that one, and the kids love it. She does all kinds of different activities with them, pond skimming. They go around and they analyze like the different trees in the park. And she also does like dinosaur eggs with them, and they get to like do their own kind of archaeology, digging for fossils and stuff like that. And she buries like different fossils around in the sand. It's a really cool class.
Well, I remember when I was young, I mean, older than that, but we had a group called the Explorers. I think it was out of our school, and I was not an outdoorsy person. I wanted to be inside and not dirty, but my best friend was completely opposite. So she had me climb a tree in one of these Explorer things, and I could not come down. So it was one of those where the rescues had to come in because I was petrified. Never did it again. I knew I was not meant for the outdoors.
No tree climbing, but definitely a lot of exploring through the trails. I mean, Hedges has amazing trails around the pond. So they go through and they look at the different plants and stuff like that. And it's really fun.
Well, that Hedges was one of the best acquisitions this town has made. Tell me a little bit about the day camp.
Sure. So we offer a half-day playground program there. It operates from generally like the week the kids get out of school until like the second week in August. We set it up so the kids have free choice of what activities they want to go to every hour. So we pre-register the kids. Generally in a non-COVID year, we have about 200 kids registered for the program. And they get to choose between basketball, tennis, street hockey, arts and crafts, playground, gaga pit, dodgeball. There's endless choices for the kids to do. And they go around to the different activities from 9 to 12.
If it wasn't an issue and we were able to find more funding for your department, the visionary things that you see in the future that you would love to have here in Plymouth that you don't have the resources to do now?
A community center.
Yeah, me too.
I think it would be an amazing asset for the community. We struggle with trying to offer events at Memorial Hall, the Manomet Youth Center, the after school program, and finding space for our programs. We don't have any full-size gyms here unless we go into the schools, and they're always in high demand from the youth groups as well. So it's hard to offer a lot of programs or to reach like our full potential without that community center. And like in Ohio, and we have community centers and pools and parks, and I was just there this weekend, and like everywhere you turn is a different like park or community center.
Yeah, I want to do that for Plymouth. I would love to see that happen. And I think the pool is important. A pool that can be used year round.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly have enough places for swimming and those kind of activities in the summer. Put that kind of on a capital dream list a couple of years ago, because Barry de Blasi had mentioned it. And I just think that Plymouth is big enough, and we center so many of our resources on children's, where net school spending, we support the schools, we support the activities. So I'd love to do something about that. I mean,
yeah.
Site that would be right, because I think the town would support it, and I think we could find some funding. It's finding that location that would be perfect for it. Any suggestions?
I mean, it's tough because Plymouth is so big. I mean,
Right.
There's no real one place that's going to be great for it, because for a permit, if it's in South Plymouth, a person in West Plymouth, it's going to take them 35 to 40 minutes to get to without traffic, so
Right.
It's hard to say that there's a great space for something like this, maybe Long Pond Road area, because it seems central in the middle of all the exits, but Plymouth is so large, it's hard to say one space would be better for one part of Plymouth than the other.
We're going to continue to look at, though. And then the picture is, it looks like you also offer some bingo.
Yeah, so we're offering a family bingo night in November, the Saturday after Thanksgiving. It's a free event for families to come to at Memorial Hall. We try to offer different free family programs. And this is one of them. So families can sign up for free. There's no charge. And we're going to play bingo. We're going to use that big inflatable screen to project it out onto the screen. People can see it, and hopefully have some prizes for people.
Yeah. You know what? I might try and get a couple of selectmen to go to that. I think that would be,
Yeah.
I don't know who you have drawing the numbers, but
Yeah.
I'll talk to them about that.
Guest pickers.
Yeah, right. I know that we're moving along in time, but I do want to talk to you a little bit about not just what we hope to see in Plymouth in the future for the department, but do you see any changes that are occurring, changes in the industry in general? I know that you had to do so many adjustments, as did everybody during COVID. I know that you have to deal a lot now with laws when it comes to making sure that all the teachers, that anybody that is around these students and the children have all their CORI and all the other testing. Are there any other changes that you think Plymouth should be thinking about?
So obviously COVID threw us all through a loop. We downsized a lot of our classes, made the group smaller to accommodate it. I'm happy to say in the year and a half that we've been going through this, none of our staff have tested positive, including the beach staff. And we never had to close any of our programs for outbreaks or anything like that, which for how many kids we see in our programs is amazing to us. We had people test positive, but unrelated to it being part of our programs. So I thought that was a huge win for our department in terms of the programming, and with COVID, we tried to make it as safe as possible. Changes we see coming, we're trying to offer more than just sports. A lot of people want different activities for their children. We see a lot of one-off events being more popular now than a series of classes. Parents like to try out activities to see if it's for them before they sign up for like a 6 to 8 week schedule. So we've been trying to offer some one-off classes, and especially on days that the kids don't have school, like election days and stuff like that, to give parents an opportunity for them to try it at an affordable rate before they go out and invest a bunch of money in a different like activity or sport. So
I should mention too that the program is affordable. The programs that we offer, we keep our price low. This is not anything we're looking for the town to profit in any way. I think the price is great. So if anybody has the opportunity to go out and look at the programs that we offer, how do we get on your listserv? How do we get on your list?
Sure. So you could either go to our website, which is PlymouthRec.com. So PlymouthREC.com, and all of our programs and activities are listed there. You can register online with a credit card. We don't offer, there's no credit card fees when you register. So everything's included in the price you pay for the class. Or we actually mail our program guide out 3 times a year to every single resident in the town of Plymouth. And people should be getting theirs within the next week for the fall. So all classes are all listed right now on our website, and then they should be getting the brochure in the mail in the next couple of days.
Great. Well, that's a perfect way to end the show. Thank you so much for being with me. I'm definitely going to have you back. The viewers out there, thank you for tuning in to Truth Be Told. We'll try and do this every week now, have a guest on. Any issue that you would like me to talk about or bring up, please reach out to me directly. All my contact information is there, and I'll be happy to bring the subject up. Take care and see you next time on Truth Be Told.